Now, we do have our final topic here. So, on top of Tom Holland getting a injury, which is a concussion, they delayed production about a week. We learned it's going to cost them between 10 and 15 million dollars is how much they're losing because of this 1 week. Because again,
isn't it 10 million pounds? But it works out.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. So, along with that, now there's a brand new report, and it goes back to old comments made about a month ago and leaks that the actual villain is going to be the Spider Slayers and Alistair Smythe.
Yo, we were joking about this too. We were the amount of times I've mentioned in the podcast, it has to be Alistair Smythe. I don't know if someone in Sony is trolling and watching these videos because there's no way anybody else mentioned Alistair Smythe.
I will say the Nerd Academy podcast has joked about Alistair Smythe.
Like I've never seen the stupid cannons on his back.
Oh man,
I need to see everything.
Tubes or I don't want it.
No, just give him the suit. Give him the bug suit from when he did Superior.
No, also, it has to be full 90s, dripped out.
No one wants your
ugly
foreskin shoulder.
What you mean? He has to have that, and he has to have that futuristic wheelchair thing. That he
has to have the mullet.
I was gonna say the mullet is the key. The mullet is the key.
It has to stick out from the helmet as well.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around. I'll pass it off to everybody, and this time we'll do it in reverse. So, Ricardo, what's your take on Alistair, and are you hoping that this is true?
I'm hoping it's true because it's too funny not to be true. I will say this: with all the stuff that apparently is in this movie, some that's confirmed and or rumored. Now it's starting to seem overbloated, and I'm like, oh no, the Sony curse is about to happen. This is where it all goes downhill. That's like Sony's problems with like their live action products is like for some reason when it has more than one villain, that's where it really like goes down. And I don't want Spider like if that's the case, because now I want to know like. We already know Spider-Man is going to team up with Punisher. Is going to come that road. Where does the Hulk come in? Where does like so many other like situations? Like apparently the Sinister Six is in it. Then if you bring Alistair Smythe, there's even like it's like him times whatever robots on top of that. I'm like Jesus Christ! Like what kind of movie is this?
Ricardo, what I'm going to say is because of what I looked into. On a basic level, a lot of the characters that have been rumored or confirmed. They have a connection to each other.
Yeah.
In certain aspects of it. So that's why you could see it like most of this being plausible as a real.
Yeah, it's going to be too bloated. Sony got to chill.
I would not be surprised if they also bring back the Tinker from Homecoming and he's also working on the Spider Slayer.
No way. That's confirmed too? Or is that rumored?
I'm saying it's a rumor, but that actor has said that he's recently in an interview. He's like, oh, I'm itching to get back to that Spider-Man role. I'm like, you haven't mentioned that in like a decade. Why?
I mean, someone's got to help Frank do something, right? What's man's going to do?
Oh, that's true.
Help Alistair Smythe.
Bouncing off of everyone he's shooting. No, come on now.
So, he can help Alistair Smythe.
I'm going to jump to Jared. Jared, give me your thoughts on this.
So this is what I love the idea of. Is like we've all kind of been collectively joking about, okay, we're getting the Punisher on the big screen in the MCU. Somebody give this, ammo-sexual Frank Castle some like high-tech sci-fi weapons, right? I love the idea of Frank ending up with Spider Slayer tech. Like technology he should not be trusted with at all. Like it's low-key more scary than the idea of him ending up in the War Machine armor, right? So I like the idea a lot. I think Alistair Smythe is a villain that like has been begging to have time on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
He's just so fun and silly, and my favorite word, pulpy. As a villain.
Need to remind people that the last film Alistair Smythe was in was also Too Many Things Going On, and that was TASM 2. So
I remember that. Oh my god!
Wait, what? He wasn't what?
I forgot he was in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
what are you talking about?
Dude,
he was Oscar.
Yeah, he was actually going to be.
He wasn't BJ Novak's character, was he?
They were leaning into that. I want to know, but the idea was because I have people. He was going to be a big deal in TASM 4. That was the
Yeah.
big plan to develop him.
Yeah.
So,
Hold on, I'm looking at this. He was BJ Novak.
okay, that was him. Yep.
That was BJ Novak's character. Oh
Wow.
my god. I remember being like, ooh, I hope he does something later. And
We could
Did
assume Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man killed him off too in his universe.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I wanted to add.
he broke
I think
his
they only
too.
called him Smythe like once as well.
yeah. But no, so like I like Smythe getting time on the big screen. I like the Punisher connection. I think that it also is a nice opportunity to be able to level the playing field again, assuming that like the other rumors are true that like Spider-Man and Frank are going to have to like tag team the Hulk later. That's a nice equalizing factor there for Frank to be able to keep up with Hulk. I also like the idea that this is a threat. Feels like somewhat reminiscent of Homecoming. Of like this feels like a threat that Peter could have like zero diffed had he still had access to the Avengers and the Iron Spider and I feel like this is a nice like, okay, kid, hey, you're like mostly on your own. You're not going to have the type of like support fire you used to have between Iron Man and Shield or Sword, between Iron Man, Sword, and Doctor freaking Strange. Like it's you and the Punisher, and you got to fight an army of robots. You're on your own, kid. Like, I think that's all. I really like that as like an escalation for him to have to deal with. No, I think this is. If it's true that it's Smythe, I'm over the moon, and I could go either way with how we do Spider Slayer. I could go either way between 90s or doing the superior stuff. I can go either way.
Tristan, thoughts?
I mean, it's fine because with everything that's going on in this movie, if it is true, it like Ricardo said, it does seem bloated from like Mr. Negative to Frank to even the Hulk in here. And people go, what is the connection? And they're like, what does Boomerang have to do with anything? But Boomerang's like the first. Boomerang was the first. Well, Boomerang was first hero. Boomerang's first hero that he fought was the Hulk, so that's why the connection is there. And that's what I was saying. There's a lot of connections to a lot of characters in here, so a lot of stuff is plausible, but I don't know how they're gonna get it done because
is Boomerang actually confirmed?
He's one of the rumored ones, like with Mr. Negative. I think it was Fisk. One that didn't get confirmed was Tombstone was supposed to be in it as well, and some other stuff. And I'm like, they could do something with like Spider Slayers and like the Sinister Six, or they could tie it all in with the kingpins of every like everything, every part of New York City, trying to figure out how to deal with like Frank because he's just taking everyone out. They'd rather deal with Spider-Man than Frank because at least with Spider-Man he doesn't ruin the bottom line, but with Frank he just takes everybody out.
You're not sending your goons into a wood chipper when you deal with Spider-Man.
So that's why everything seems connected. And but if they're gonna add Spider Slayers, I guess it's like with everything else, it seems like the compromise they had between Sony and Marvel is that we don't want to do a multiverse story. We want to do a grounded story. But now it's going to be all out war in New York City.
Yep. Yeah. Street warfare in New York. All right. Mitch, thoughts?
I don't know if I'd say this is getting over bloated because if you look at it, we got Matt Garg and Tombstone are the two confirmed. Frank and Hulk. We're so far underneath the amount that was in No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we have. We don't know what's her face is playing. Did she get confirmed?
Sadie Sink is confirmed, but we have no idea who she's playing.
We have no idea who she is.
You're talking about Jean Grey.
Mr. Negative obviously is playing a role in this movie somehow. For all we know, it could just be a symbol on a tank. It could just be a little Easter egg. We don't know. Boomerang isn't confirmed yet, I don't think.
No,
I think he is. I do think he is confirmed because he was in that whole and look at the toys we're gonna do because it's gonna be Tombstone.
Yeah, but
Boomerang, whatever.
Like Hasbro toys, then you can't really take that as anything.
Sure,
Yeah,
but I
like,
just remember them
he's
talking
just
about
like-
them being
Yeah.
in play. And
It's it's not confirmed, but he's connected to
whatever.
all these characters, and he usually is
Sure,
just
but-
a hired grunt. So like,
And also
it's-
with Boomerang, you can so easy just go, he's Peter's roommate. It's a
Yeah.
setup. He's in here
Yeah.
for 5 minutes, get him out. Like,
I mean,
not everyone is going to have equal screen time in a 2-hour movie.
yeah. I am 100% on the train of 4 or 5 of these villains are going to be the quick 5-10 minute opening montage that fills
Mhm.
in the 3 years between films, because 3 years has gone by since the ending of No Way Home and this film, and they're going to show what he's been doing. I think a lot of that's just going to be, oh, he fought Boomerang. Oh, he fought this character. Check out this montage, and his suit changes over time to this one from the shiny one. I don't think they're core elements of this film the way some people think they're like all over the place, you know? Like, I don't think Marvel would allow Sony to butt
Also,
in that
it is
hard.
Marvel making this movie. It's not Sony Studios.
Yeah, it's not Sony. Yeah. They're flipping half the bill, so that's it.
But with Alistair Smythe, just give me the
Give me,
three
yeah.
those 3 king robots. What is it? The scorpion, the tarantula, and the little black
Yeah.
widow one. Just give me
us that.
those 3 specifically. We're not going to get them. They're going to be tanks. I'm going to be upset about it. But I want my giant robots
what
coming
you're
out.
gonna
and
get,
powered
they're just gonna be models in his room, and that's what he wanted to do. But
You
you
know
got
what?
tanks instead.
I'll take it.
I want the Spider Slayers like in the cartoon to stack upon one another.
Yes. And
That's what I need.
they come out of Fist Tower. The whole thing like leans down.
Yes.
and
The
just-
door just opens half the
Mm.
building. Yeah, that's what I need.
Again, no one questions
amazing.
it. It's just a normal Wednesday afternoon, just seeing robots fly out.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
you? I mean, I know the speculation this whole time has been that, like, you know, Tombstone, Boomerang, Scorpion, these 3 villains are here to be murdered by Frank Castle in cold blood, so that we can.
They
Have
better not kill.
Oh,
Scorpion.
listen here, Webs. Conversation with Frank. Do you, I mean, I do kind of like the idea of like an opening montage. It's like, yeah, here's what Peter's been up to in these 3 years, where he's like fully an anonymous superhero again. The kind of showing them as like villains that like Peter pieced up, handled pretty easily, but like with that very iconically Peter Parker kind of delicate touch of like, you know, you're probably in a rough situation, you know, circumstances aren't great. You made some subpar decisions, but I'm also not going to beat you within an inch of your life over it. Because he was forced to learn mercy when he had to spare the Green Goblin. So I kind of do love the idea of showing him do traditional Spider-Man stuff with them for Frank to at least kill one of them. And I don't care what happens to Boomerang. I don't.
That's why he has to stay around, because it's funny.
I'm gonna happily send Boomerang to the Frank Castle wood chipper. What I am afraid of is I don't know what to do if I'm forced to pick between Tombstone and Scorpion, because I want both of them to remain fixtures.
Well, the good thing is we're gonna actually talk about Tombstone for our members, because I got some theories and I think how this is gonna play out.
But Jared, do you want to know the connection Boomerang has with Frank?
What's that?
In I think 2 or 3 comic issues, they wind up at the same prison together, and Boomerang wants to get out, but he sees Frank in the opposite cell, and Frank goes, "If you can get me out of here and do some cover, I think I can get us out, and we can like do whatever we want and leave." Well, he does everything like a gopher, and right before they're about to leave, Frank kicks him down the stairs, and he goes back into the cell, saying, "Why'd you do that?" And he goes, "I'm the Punisher. Why would you even believe me?" And then he leaves. So
good guy, Frank.
Yeah, so in a way, you could see they could just very well put Boomerang into the wood chipper with Frank, because
I say half of these guys are just going to be there for a gag, and that's it. You may see them again in the movie at some point, like something like
there
that.
will be one casualty where Spider-Man and Frank are working together, and Spidey's like, "All right, we got to hand him to the NYPD."
You're talking about Morbius, right?
Well, let's hope. No, just Jared Leto, not Morbius. Just Jared Leto. It's just gonna happen.
Jarrad or Jarrod?
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about Facebook group stuff. Mitch, I understand I'm the only Jared you talk to. You better start checking your phone's autocorrect, because if I see JAROD Leto one more time, I'm coming across the pond and I'm whooping that ass.
Skill issue, I'm afraid. Cope with it. Yeah. If I have to put up with people saying I like Peacemaker, you got to put up with that.
You telling me you don't like Peacemaker? You telling me that's not real?
I'd rather piss in my own ear than watch Peacemaker.
Armin, how you got AI to go over Mitch?
Wow.
We're gonna edit this in post.
I have 5 fingers. You can count.
I'm gonna edit this in post, except it's gonna be Sean going Peacemaker whack. Gonna sound bit to just dub over Mitch.
That would make me look really racist, by the way.
It's true. So look, we're gonna be back to Brand New Day once we get that first teaser, probably first half of the year. Obviously, nothing this year, I don't think. There's gonna be a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack. So stay tuned, everybody, and of course, join us for members because we're gonna talk about Spider-Man and Marvel TV in general. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.